Hi everybody, good morning and welcome to a new week and a big week it's going to be. A big week and a subtle week. There's going to be a lot happening. I don't know what's happening with my hair. Just to warn you, we have a very loud dog barking in the background, so I'm going to work with it and see what happens. I had an answer to a conundrum this morning that I've been working so far out in the field that I've got to the point where I don't know how to distill the messages to bring them to you. So I've done a 3-layered message today. We're starting off with major arcana to show the bigger picture. And then we're drilling down with the mystic shaman oracle and then coming down into the lantern oracle. And then we'll see what happens. Now then. So the major arcana, how are you, by the way? How was your weekend? How was last week? Last week was big beyond belief. Big beyond belief. Now, whatever comes out in this reading, the underlying message is the star, okay, which is the purification of soul. Getting the purification of the karmic will and the understanding of what it means to be in purpose, on path, online. And there's going to be a lot of illusion getting broken down in that to do with dreaming. So the 3 cards that came out with the major arcana. So here's the illusion and dreaming. I believe we have Neptune in retrograde. So that's the revealing of where we've probably been, possibly been off path, deluded, where we've kind of, what I'm seeing is not being able to land that dart in the bullseye. Just kind of always being slightly off because what's coming in the way is the layers of the mind, the programming and the protocols and the shoulda, woulda, couldas and all of that noise. And this is asking a bigger question of how expanded the mind is, and the eyes can only see what the mind is willing to conceive of. So the moon is supported by the high priestess, more moon. What I'm sensing is we have an awful lot of void energy in this week. So a lot of looking into the black. And when you look into the blackness and the absence and the voidness of the cosmos, you've got to sit in the not knowing with that. And this is what the big training program is at the moment, is learning to work through the intuition rather than the structured, limited mind. Okay, so lots of inner visioning and lots of secrets being revealed. This is death of old belief systems, death of old structures, death of blocks, recalcitrance, rigidity. So this is a big cycle. This is a big cycle this week. So that's the big message for this week, is kind of reevaluation of what a dream is that what it is? A purification, a deeper alignment with truth and what objective truth is. Objective truth is free from protocols. It's free from niceness, politeness, courtesy. It's free from all of that nonsense. Objective truth is just what is here now, what is happening here now. So coming down from the moon, wow, Wow, it's beautiful. This is coming in with personal power. And I can just kind of see, wow, look at this message. It's like I can see downloading crystalline structures of light. And if the mind is limited to the physical self, it's going to struggle with that. So that part of the mind is going to need to be broken down and dissolved. And so the work that we are going to be guided to do this week, to really go into the black and to sit in the void of ourself, in the emptiness of ourself. Well, yeah, okay. So we have to make room, and we make room by dissolving the old, purging the old. I'm noticing there is a collective purge. My body threw itself into an involuntary detox last week, and my whole diet changed overnight. And all I have to go on, my only handbook, is body intelligence, cellular intelligence. So what my body wants, I give it at the moment. So it's that moving from structure and routine to, I don't know, but I'm following the intelligence of my body, all right? I'm following the intelligence of flow state. And that's going to rub up against structure, against but, against need, against should, against friends, against family. You shouldn't do that because, okay, flow state is your own intelligence. It's how you harness, you've got the high priestess, it's how you harness that divine intelligence. So, flow state, the reclaiming of personal power and the rebirth I get with this, the rebirth after the death. Okay, and the death can be this purge that's going on. There seems to be a collective purge, physical, going on. What I was feeling into over the weekend is that the physical purge that seems to be coming out now is the last phase of what the full moon lunar eclipse brought through on the 26th of May. That was vast. And starts in the internal, and the last gateway is the physical. So it's like a couple of weeks later, here we are in the physical. And what got cleared and cut away is now coming out in this purge energy. Okay. How do you harness your high priestess? This is not gender specific. How do you harness the void? What's your relationship with it? Do you get frustrated because you can't control it? Or can you be in a state of beginner's mind, child, curious, playful? Can you let go of needing to figure it out? Yeah. So just a reminder, we're coming down the moon. So we've got the moon, and then we've got magic flow, Jaguar, and the reclaiming of power. And what's going to get challenged in that is distorted perceptions. Reality is rarely what we are raised to believe it is. Reality is rarely what we are raised to believe it is. Now, this is going to raise some shadow. If the ego is strong, if you've already been doing lots of ego, willful mind work, then you'll have created a more open space to reconsider how you perceive yourself and others, the world around you, situations. So be open to holding distorted perception. You'll hear that in your language if you hear yourself judging. judging something as less than or more than, that's a distorted perception. That's coming from a place of insecurity. So notice that. Okay, coming down from the High Priestess, we have the Earth Keeper, two very similar energies, but this is like the grounded, bringing in the light. And I was doing a meditation in the garden this morning, and the message I got was, this week, just keep bringing in the light. Connect up through the crown. Okay, up through the crown, until you can feel the frisson of new energy, and pull it down, and keep pulling it down. And it's going to meet all the shadow, and it's just going to blast through. Just pull it down. We're not talking love and light, toxic positivity. We're talking a conscious exercise in connecting up and pulling down to earth. We're earthing new energy, right? And that's the only card that came out for the High Priestess. Very simple message. This week, just keep harnessing light. Fill your energy field with light, all right? The Death card. The clarifier for the Death card is Andean Cross. Now, I'm not going to talk into it because there's more to come on it. And this is where I get into kind of, yeah. You see, already I'm unable to translate what came through. My Tuesday to Sunday journey has been epic. And one of the collective messages, so I downloaded some numbers and then channeled with a fellow mystic. And there's a huge karmic shift happening at the moment. And it's the uprising of the karmic will. The karmic will. Free from distortion, free from judgment, free from tolerance of others. And in that, actually, another thing I've seen is the scapegoat energy is going to get really challenged. Conscious of time. Because as we move into the karmic will, a different blueprint. It feels like every structure that serves to disable pure karmic will is going to get challenged. And one of them that I've seen come through the system is where we unconsciously pick up for others. Scapegoat energy, that's making yourself responsible for something that isn't your story. That's one of the things, there are many, one of the things that keeps us off true path, true north, okay? So we're talking portal energy, we're talking cardinal cross, the cleaning up of the directions, the enhancing of spiritual will, cleaner vessel, again, that's coming in with this purge, in the brighter the light. The brighter the light. Yeah, absolutely. No matter what it feels like. No matter what it feels like. Because one of the distortions is feel like I'm stuck in shadow. I just keep doing shadow work, yeah, but every time you do, it's sloughing off detritus, okay, from the soul bridge. It's sloughing off detritus, cleaning, it's cleaning. It's a big purifying week. So we have the High Priestess coming down to the Earth Keeper, bringing the light in. And the Earth message, the here now message, is about accountability. Okay, now If you've got a lot of ego standing in the way, that's going to be tricky, tricky, tricky. If you're open to being humble and letting a part of you dissolve, and feeling the of that, and releasing any inherent trapped shame or guilt or feeling small. It is about accountability, your place on this earth, your life so far. Responsibility is a gift of love to yourself and others. I was talking to somebody the other day about True North. Was it about True North? It was about integrity and how integrity had become conflated with infidelity. And to me, integrity is where my moral compass sits, where my true north is. And that's my sword. So as long as I stand by that, I can hold myself accountable without getting swept up in other timelines of other people's drama when I stand in my sword. So where are you accountable? Where do you hold yourself accountable is a good question for this week. Oh, this is beautiful. So, death, realignment of the directions. I might call this the karmic cross and what's coming through. And emptied. This is the purge. I'm so sorry I didn't bring this to you last week, but oh my gosh, I couldn't bring it down. It was too big. The ending and beginning lie at either side of the same door. Now, I want you to notice here what is lit up. Ow. And what is lit up is her sacral. And what that's reminding me of actually is a card in the mystical shaman deck called the Blade. And the sacral is about sacred, creative, passionate creation in the world. Creative creation in the world. Passionate creation. I ask so many business people, what's your motivation in that? I'll do it because my boss wants it. Yeah, but what's your motive? What's your passion in that? What lights you up about that? Nothing. Too many times, nothing. Okay, well, you're holding yourself accountable for staying in a job that doesn't ignite that light, that passionate sacral light within you. Do you hold yourself accountable? Or do you come in with lots of excuses? And being blunt, this is how we break down the egoic, protective, defensive self, is we look it in the eye and go, what can we do about this? Let's have a meeting. Then I started to shuffle the cards to draw out clarifier, further clarifier for the moon, the high priestess and death. And they wouldn't come out, just this clump came out. So I think this is a whole reading. Clarify, and we'll go from the bottom. It's beautiful. Sorry, distracted, rattle. Right, okay. So when I pulled this card, was there not a heart card? Yeah. These two came out together. Now, when you're working with the light this week and just pulling light down, it means nothing, okay? Don't look for anything in it. Don't look to be transcribing messages. If they come, yeah, great, capture them, but notice the part of the mind that wants to organize that and file it and give it labels and da-da-da-da-da. What I got with this was, can you bounce a pulse into the heart? When you bring that light down, can you just bounce it into the heart to check for the resonance? Okay, coming home to heart. Through the resonance of energy. It's not a thinking thing. It's just bouncing that light. And what that will do is that will open up the doorway into the heart, the truth, spiritual truth. the loving truth. Resonance and heart, all right? There could be things coming to light. They could be big in the system, and they can be personal within you, right? This has been in the field for a couple of weeks and I haven't really spoken into it. Spiritual narcolepsy is the part of us that has been asleep. It might be the connection to the cosmic self. Yeah, we've got initiatic. Look at these. 19, 10, 1, 37, 10, 1. Different energies, but they're both initiatic. Here's a question. What is magic to you? What is magic within you? That. Blade, sword of truth, integrity. Wow, it's going to be a magical week. I already have a ceremony planned, which is going to be utterly magical. I don't know where it's going to go. It's bonkers, but hey. Yeah, I think I've said this already in the reading. Beginner's mind knows nothing, all right? Let that be your first step through this gateway moment. My beginner's mind knows nothing. It is open, and that's it. First breath, because, look at the underlying card. This is Fool energy. This is the beginning of a new soul journey, right? This is the death of the old heavy karma and the rising up of the new karmic will. It's different blueprints, which we've been downloading for about a year now. So think of it as the first breath this week. Now, I want to talk into that. We're talking all this magic, high priestess, flow, the cosmos, beginner's mind. All of that tells me this is a hugely potential week. Potentiality is enormous. All of this initiatic one, fire, sword, energy, kind of says, watch every word, watch every thought. This is why I'm guiding you just to bring the light down. Just to bring the light down, build a self-supporting system. Just bring the light in, all the way down through the feet and into the ground, so that your field is full of photons, all right? That, just that. If from that you intuit that there is a little ceremony that your heart wants to do, your soul wants to do, do it. But I don't know what I'm doing, correct. Correct. Big picture. Big. I love the last card has taken us right back out. Big picture. The Herald of change. This is the void coming into the blueprint. This is massive creativity, expansion. So, I like this structure from Major Arcana down to Clarifiers. I'm going to use this structure. That's it. I hope that made sense. Guys, I have pondered returning to the horoscope readings, but it just doesn't feel the time at the moment. I just cannot bring my will to it. It doesn't feel right, so I'm trusting that. The mind wants to do it, but the mind is in the should. And that's a bit of, I'm taking responsibility for you. There is a little bit of that in that delivery timeline nonsense. That's old structure. I'll do them when I feel moved to do them. I'd like to go back to them because they were really good fun, but it isn't the time. So I hope you're taking something from these weekly data captures. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your beautiful messages. And Yeah, stand by your sword and be unafraid to use it. That's it. I'm gone. Please like, share, subscribe, drop me a comment, and I'll see you all again soon. Much love.